that continues to this day. She captured her first Grand Prix final title in Lyon and has owned this event ever since. Today, she'll be challenged by a youth movement that hungers for her spotlight. The lone American, Sasha Cohen, won 2 gold medals in this season's series, including a win over the world champion. And Victoria Volchkova, the Russian who is back in her hometown looking for the upset. Can the reigning queen of the Grand Prix finally be beaten? The ladies take the ice next. And back inside the Ice Palace here in St. Petersburg, Russia, the gold medal is on the line now for the ladies. Terry Gannon joined by Peggy Fleming and Dick Button. Check out the standings now after 2 phases of the competition. There are 3 phases in all. Here are the names who have made it here to St. Petersburg. Remember, the top 6 from the Grand Prix series. 1 American, Sasha Cohen. Michelle Kwan also qualified, but she chose to stay at home to train for the upcoming World Championships. And Dick, there's Arina Slutskaya, ranked #1 in the world by the ISU. A shaky start to the season, but she's coming on strong.
You know, the one thing you have to worry about with Arina is whether or not she can pull off a complete performance. She can be either very good or very bad, as we've seen right here. She's had a wonderful start to this championship, and now the question is on the line, how she'll be tonight in the finals.
Speaking of an up-and-down year, Peggy, for Sasha Cohen, it's been mostly up, but she has yet to put together that perfect performance she's been looking for.
I know, she has a lot on her plate to do. Sasha won 2 Grand Prix events this season and has a style that I think no one in the world can match. She is absolutely stunning. She has great posture, great line, but it's time for her to actually put together a clean free skate and change her reputation of not, you know, buckling at important events.
And then there's Victoria Volchkova, the 20-year-old from St. Petersburg. This is her hometown. Now, she's coming off a bout of pneumonia, and she struggled and came in 8th at the European Championships, but everyone talks about her enormous potential when she is on. She is awfully tough to beat. In fact, she had her first major win at the Cup of Russia when she beat both Sasha Cohen and Arina Slutskaya.
Well, you know, I mean, I've got to admit it, I have a soft spot in my heart for her. I think she's one of the loveliest and most elegant skaters. There's a softness and a gentleness about her. She doesn't have strength and great tension and great flair and excitement, but she's just beautifully feminine. She's sort of what I would consider an aristocratic Russian to look like. But then I'm off key on this one.
There are 3 phases to the competition here in St. Petersburg. The first one, a short program worth 20%. The first free skate worth 30%, and now we're down to the final free skate, which is worth 50% of the overall score. And on the ice right now, Shizuka Arakawa from Japan, currently in 5th place after 2 phases of the competition. The 2-time Japanese national champion.
She has a very lovely quality to her skating. She really feels this music, gets a lot of good speed. Opening with this triple Lutz. Double toe. Triple toe, wow. She may have 2-footed that triple toe. Very strong beginning for her. And now another triple-triple combination, this triple sow cow. And then she elected not to do the triple loop. Needs more extension and stretch on that flying cabal to really make it more important.
Shizuka was the 2nd alternate for the Grand Prix final. She's a replacement for Yoshie Honda, who is also from Japan, who is out with a leg injury.
Well, one thing is very clear. She's a solidly good athlete with good spirit. What she doesn't do is just go the final way in either stretch or a complete idea or a final concept. She's just not rising above being very good at this stage, but she has all the potential to do that. Double and not a triple. And you know, there's just not enough speed here at this stage. It's very pretty skating. Look at that triple loop. You know, very good.
I mean, it looks as though she really is just concentrating on the difficult jumps and kind of forgetting the in-between parts, which are also a big part of figure skating.
Straight line footwork, but an awful lot of down motions in it. Just not up and light and effervescent.
As each skater approaches the 4-minute mark of their program, we'll have to watch them closely. Remember, this is the second free skate and the third program that they have done in 2 days.
Her final combination spin. Nice speed. But I like her style. I think there's a lot of potential there. She just hasn't pulled the whole package together. I think with, you know, a little bit more work, she could be really wonderful.
Well, she's a solid athlete, and that's the first thing you look for. I wish she had more excitement, more energy, more speed, more attack. But the athletic ability is very clear.
The 21-year-old from Kanagawa, Japan, Shizuka Arakawa.
Now, a triple loop is always a difficult move. It's from that back outside edge, but look at how she stepped into it. Went up very nicely, good straight body line, good tight legs. I mean, that was a first-rate triple jump.
And there's a look at the panel of judges here in St. Petersburg. There are 10 on the panel, but the ISU system, only 7 of their marks actually count, Dick.
Well, notice judge number 3, Svyatoslav Babenko. He was the guy that was the tap dancing judge 2-3 years ago, and he was suspended from judging for tapping out with his feet where he wanted his neighboring judge to know he was putting a skater. Now, so much, now that he's back in judging, so much for trying to keep honesty in the whole world of judging figure skating. Forgive me for being strong about this point.
Now the first set, and it will be for technical merit. And there are the numbers, 5.4 up to 5.7, Peggy.
Well, I think she accomplished 6 triple jumps in this program, so it was a very technically heavy program and well-deserved.
And the second set now for presentation, Dick, 5.3 to 5.7.
Well, I think that's about right.
And the judges' placements, ones across the board. Shizuka Arakawa has the lead. We welcome you back to the Ole ISU Grand Prix Series of Figure Skating Final. The ladies skating for the gold medal here in St. Petersburg, and taking the ice, the 26-year-old from Kiev, Ukraine, Yelena Lyashenko. The first alternate for the Grand Prix Final. She's a replacement for Michelle Kwan, who qualified but chose not to attend.
Yelena always comes to the competition very well prepared, very well trained, and always in such good condition.
But look at the telegraphing of this jump. I mean, you're not supposed to telegraph jumps, but she certainly does do a long entranceway.
And she does them on every single jump. But she puts a lot of detail into the rest of her program, into the choreography, and really using her arms and selling to the crowd. Again, that telegraphing of this triple jump coming up, the triple flip. Nice, strong, steady landing. Triple coming up right here, the triple loop, she says is her most difficult. There she goes into it. Nope, only did a double. She says she doesn't practice it very much because it's really hard to do. I think maybe she should rethink this and maybe spend a little bit more time on it.
Yelena is from Kiev, Ukraine, and says that if the Soviet Union hadn't broken up, she may never have made it to the World Championships or to the Europeans. Soviet Union drawing from a much bigger area, obviously, and the competition tougher, although it's awfully tough just in Russia as well. Started skating at a young age because she was not well. She was sick and actually had a number of lung operations, 4 lung operations as a young kid. And the doctor said, go skate to get better.
Well, she looks pretty strong right now.
You know, I've got to tell you, it's exceedingly difficult for these skaters to skate 2 programs one day and then 1 program the next day. And it makes it very tiring and very exhausting for them to pull these programs off. There's something to be said for good rest between segments of a championship.
But she looks very strong at the end of this 4-minute program. Really good condition.
Well, just not a solid performance for Yelena Lyashenko also. She's usually skated better than this with stronger. There's an awful lot of pressure on this event, as well as a very tiring schedule with the 3 programs that I talked about.
Yelena Lyashenko of Ukraine. We'll come back to St. Petersburg and check her marks in just a moment. And then it's the young Russian, 20-year-old Victoria Volchkova, trying to make it to the podium here in her hometown. That's next.
Home, I am Victoria Volchkova. Welcome to St. Petersburg, to Russia.
Well, Victoria, we are thrilled to be here in one of the world's most fascinating cities. We'll be in Washington, D.C. for the World Championships, though, and our live coverage begins Thursday night, March 27th, with the men's final on ABC, and continues Saturday night, live in prime time, March 29th, as 4-time world champ Michelle Kwan, Olympic champ Sarah Hughes, and Sasha Cohen go for a U.S. ladies sweep. ABC Sports Championship Television. The Ole ISU Grand Prix Series of Figure Skating Final continues now. The ladies' gold medal on the line with Victoria Volchkova taking the ice. In third place after 2 phases of the competition, the 20-year-old right here in her hometown of St. Petersburg. And Dick, you never quite know what to expect from Victoria Volchkova. That's one of the reasons you watch her closely.
Well, I think that's true of a lot of the skaters in this competition, but she is a beauty with a lovely calmness about her.
And this was her Olympic program. She knows this very well. Opening with this triple Lutz. Double toe. Very calm, very strong.
By the way, Yelena Lyashenko from Ukraine received marks ranging from 5.2 to 5.6 for technical merit and 5.3 to 5.7 for presentation. She is in second place overall here in the final.
Triple loop. All out. You know, she has enormous spring in her jumps. When she does a good jump, she gets magnificent height. There's just not a lot of speed or tension in the skating, and a spinning position like this is not the greatest. But can't you see her coming out of Tara with Rhett Butler just waiting to take her out to dinner?
Absolutely. I think he'd love that. So what? She doesn't have dark hair.
A double instead of a triple flip.
Circular footwork is very slow.
Victoria made the move this year to the United States. She lives and trains in Chicago and actually told us this week that it's helped her become more independent. She doesn't feel the pressure of family and friends around her all the time and around her skating.
Oh, that was a beauty. Good speed into it. When she does it, she can really do it very elegantly and beautifully. That was a double toe flip, not a triple, but that's all right.
Beautiful triple Lutz. She has wonderful spring to her jumps, a real natural way of going into them, lots of good rhythm. This final scratch spin. Very nice.
Oh, I mean, I'm pleased for her because I know she's happy, even though she had a few mistakes at the beginning of fallout and a double flip instead of a triple, the fallout on the loop and a few other little titches here and there. But it was elegant for her, and she did do some very nice triple jumps, and I think the judges will respond appropriately.
Rhett and Scarlett would be proud.
Oh, yes.
Here was her triple loop that she did earlier in the program. Watch the back outside edge takeoff, and her feet were kind of tied together. They were like wrapped around, and she couldn't check out of that landing. It was an unfortunate start, but here was a wonderful triple Salchow later on in the program. Wonderful spring, a good solid landing, and beautiful flowing edge out of that jump, and then into a double toe loop. I think she was intending to do a triple, but it was very elegant. Very well done.
Together with her coach, Oleg Vasiliev, who won the pairs championship at the Olympics back in '84. Now the first set of marks.
You know, comparative to some of the other skaters, the number of triples that she did was quite substantial. I think it was the rest of the skating that really didn't have much technical spark and drama to it.
And now the second set for presentation. You surprised at the low mark of 5.2, Peggy?
A little bit, but, you know, she doesn't have the whole package pulled together. She really needs to give it more energy.
So the judges' placements all over the map, but when it's all said and done, Victoria Volchkova has the lead. Still to skate here in St. Petersburg, the world champion from Russia, Arina Slutskaya. She'll be the last one to take the ice. Up next, the American, Sasha Cohen, in a position to win the gold medal when we return to the Olay ISU Grand Prix Series of Figure Skating Final. Sasha Cohen gets her chance to win the gold medal here in St. Petersburg. This season, she teamed up with a legendary Russian coach, Tatiana Tarasova. And in many ways, Sasha is a new beginning for a coach who has won it all. Alexei Yagudin, Ilya Kulik, Grishuk, and Platov, Olympic champions, all with one thing in common. Tatiana Tarasova has coached them all, as well as 7 other Olympic and world champions. And now, her newest challenge, a fiery young American.
She has 100%. It is all inside. This little beauty Sasha has everything inside.
"56-year-old Tarasova has never coached an American or an elite ladies skater before. But after 37 years of coaching, she's made one exception. Within Sasha, she sees a champion. For Sasha, the transition to a Russian coach has brought her back to her heritage. She grew up listening to her Ukrainian mother speak in Russian. Now she can understand Tarasova in her native tongue.
We have a rather unusual dialogue. I talk to her in Russian and she answers in English. If somebody would observe us, they would think we were nuts.
Her season hasn't been perfect, including a disappointing bronze medal finish at the recent U.S. Nationals. But now she has a chance to prove her worth among Tarasova's long lineage of successful skaters.
I said, okay, well, let's take steps like this. And they go, well, how do you expect, you know, to be #1, to catch up with everyone else? You got to take 3 steps at a time.
Faster, more stronger, more cross.
With every performance that I give, Nationals, Grand Prix Final, and Worlds, I intend to take my skating, you know, a notch higher.
Can't keep me down. Can't keep me down now.
Sasha's the determined fighter. Tatiana, the no-nonsense coach. Together, this mix of personalities seems to be working.
I'm competitive and I love winning, and I love working hard and practicing, and I hope that, you know, with my hard work and Tatiana, I'll be able to realize my dreams.
At first glance, it does seem to be an odd pairing. The 18-year-old with the coach who's been working in this business for 37 years, but they've made it work, and it is still a work in progress because Sasha Cohen is still searching for that perfect program, that perfect performance where she doesn't make mistakes and she seizes the opportunity to win a gold medal. Here's another chance.
Well, this definitely is the question. Can she skate a clean free skate here? She certainly has all the talent. Opening with the triple Lutz, triple toe. That's what she has planned. Very nice, but only a double toe at the end.
Which is perfectly okay. There's no marks taken off for that.
No.
Look at the way she stretches back with the free leg into this triple Lutz right there. Beautiful stretch, beautiful toe pick. That's a pole vault of the best quality. Look at the position on that camel.
It's just wonderful. This is a great moment in the program, that wonderful stretch she has.
Pulling that triple loop up into a single one. At least it wasn't a fall. I think if it had been a fall, it would have disrupted the flow of the program. It would have been far worse. And falling in the middle of all of these other jumps that she's doing so well, it may not be treated too badly. But if Slutskaya skates well, the judges will pounce.
Beautiful move. This Ina Bauer into a double axel.
Note the forward edge. Beautiful. It's always the most dangerous jump, remember.
But this is unquestionably the best spiral in the world. Look at that extension.
She has plenty of fans here in Russia. Her mother is Ukrainian. She understands the Russian language.
Triple Salka now. I don't know whether that had been planned for this part of the program and whether she threw it in or not.
This is stunning. Has great energy. Nice, quick, tight moves. Combination spin, good speed, wonderful positions. And ending with this headless scratch spin. Look at the speed on that. And very centered. Wow. Well, she finally held it together. She accomplished 6 triples in this program. That is
Peggy, when
when
she's on, is she the best skater in the world?
Well, I think she could be the best in the world.
There are 2 points to make about tonight. Number one, she did it very slowly and very carefully, and that may be why there was only one small break, the triple into the single loop. Technically, she is the most brilliant skater in the world today, and yes, she could be the best skater in the world.
Her opening jump here, this triple Lutz, had wonderful control, taps in, very strong landing, and into the double toe. very comfortable. And this Ina Bauer into the double axel, it's a beautiful move, wonderful combination. It really shows her style. And now this straight line footwork she did was absolutely stunning. It had great energy and speed and tension, and it was just wonderful.
The first trip to the Grand Prix final, and now the first set of marks, 5.5 up to 5.8.
Well, if you got to ask me, I think the 5.5 and 5.5 compared to what some of the other skaters have received is clearly out of line.
Second set, Peggy, presentation 5.6. Look at the 5.9s.
This is very well deserved. I mean, there's no one that moves like she does, the posture and line.
No doubt about it. Every one of the judges putting Sasha Cohen into first.
Yes, but note that there is room yet for Slutskaya. No doubt about it.
So we're down to the final skater, and it's Russia's own Irina Slutskaya. She recently offered us a glimpse into her daily life in Moscow, her hometown.
It doesn't matter who you are, Russian or Japan or American, you know. If you love this sport, if you want to work hard, this will be good.
I can feel the world upon my back. I got 16 people breathing down my neck, and it's
Want to change with me?
me?
Yeah, driver who should do ice or surfacing. Nobody can find him. I don't know what I will do, skating or not.
Ну, как любой большой спортсмен, сделал, наверное, честь стране и, в общем-то, принес какую-то славу и прочее.
This place called GUM, it's Central Shopping Mall in Moscow. I really love to shop here because it's so nice. This is my dog Bars. He bites little bit me when he plays. I dream about this medal since I'm just started skating. I want to be the world champion. Now is my favorite medal. World champion. It's cool. World champion.
Slutskaya takes the ice, looking for the gold medal.
Michelle Kwan, Sarah Hughes, and Sasha Cohen have a chance for a 1-2-3 sweep. The World Figure Skating Championships. Men and Dance Thursday night, March 27th. Ladies in Pairs Saturday night, March 29th on ABC.
Chevy Champions on Ice 25th Anniversary Tour. Come join the celebration.
You're watching the Olay ISU Grand Prix Series of Figure Skating Final on ABC Sports.
There's one skater left for the ladies here at the Olay ISU Grand Prix Series of Figure Skating Final, and it is the 2002 World Champion, Irina Slutskaya, the 24-year-old from Moscow, who has the lead after 2 rounds of the competition. Here she is in her 8th trip to the final. She has been here every year of its existence.
Now, Irina Slutskaya knows that Sasha Cohen has skated well. That's an enormous pressure on her. She also is skating in front of her hometown and her family, and that's another pressure. It'll be interesting to see how she handles these two.
Well, what Irina lacks in polish, she makes up for in personality and spark. And she is an extraordinary, wonderful jumper. In her opening jump here, she had trouble in the warm-up. This triple loop, she fell on this in the warm-up, but it was solid as a rock right there. Very careful.
Remember, that was the one move that Sasha did not do. Long entrance.
And now if she's going to do a combination triple, it'll be right here. This triple Salchow triple loop she has planned. Here's the triple Salchow, opened up to a double.
Oh, and that spoiled the triple-triple combination that I think she was hoping to do to pull her way ahead of Sasha Cohen.
She has won the last 3 Grand Prix finals.
Double, not a triple. There's one point to be made here, that this music is much softer and much less frantic than Tosca was. I don't think it's as well suited to her style of skating. That's maybe one reason she seems so slow tonight.
Tosca is what she skated to in her first free skate here at the final.
And she had a wonderful performance.
Again, a long telegraphed entrance.
Great height in these jumps, though.
The spiral really inadequate in comparison to Sasha Cohen's. Layback spin. Double-footed Salchow, triple Salchow. And here she's throwing this in at the end, a triple toe loop. I suspect she tried to put that Salchow in to gain points on a technical basis.
Well, that's a smart decision at this point to do, because she's really desperate. She knows she's in trouble.
You know, the whole program kind of dropped off at the end for me. The music did not rise. She didn't rise to it. It was as though the whole thing was dissipating slightly. At least that's my feeling about it.
Sasha Cohen has the lead right now, but remember, Peggy, where we are. We're in Russia.
Oh, yeah.
The home team on the ice. You wonder if the crowd, the judges, it's going to be very close.
There's a different pressure here for her, too. That's hard.
Well, I wouldn't give you 2 cents for how this is going to come out. I just think that Sasha Cohen was skated really beautiful with that one small glitz. What can I tell you?
We'll check her marks, see who wins the gold medal when we come back to St. Petersburg. Back in St. Petersburg, listen to the crowd. Right now, Irina Slutskaya awaiting her marks.
Now, this Lutz jump, this triple Lutz jump, it was intended to be, and it turned out to be only a double right there. You can see her opening up. That's not a good sign. And then here on the same jump, you can watch the delay in here and the stretch. Not much of a stretch back on the toe pick, and I think that hurts her. Doesn't give her quite the bounce that she needs. And then again in this Salchow, watch what happens to her feet in the air. She gets the 3 revolutions out, but she double foots the landing, and that will not stand her in good stead either.
All right. The marks now, and it does come down to this. The first set, there they are.
And you can see her set. She knows she has not done very well. Yet the technical marks, I think, look as though they're almost better than Sasha.
And she only completed 4 triples. Sasha completed 6.
But the presentation marks, Peggy, same range, 5.6 to 5.8.
I don't understand that.
And the judges' placements, it's not enough.
Very, very generous marks.
So the only American here in St. Petersburg wins the gold medal. The first trip to the Grand Prix final for Sasha Cohen. She skates away with gold and defeats Arina Slutskaya, who's the silver medalist, and Victoria Volchkova, who captures the bronze. Right now, Peter Carruthers is with the champion. Peter?
Thank you, Terry. Sasha, it has been a focus issue, but not tonight. You were totally focused. What got you through this performance?
I just thought of it in a different way, and that really helped me. I just thought of it as, you know, competing with myself, taking it one element at a time, and just attacking throughout the entire program.
Now, did you throw a triple Salchow in at the end of that program?
I did. I felt like I needed another triple and a combination, and, you know, I did it. I was happy. Tatiana was really proud of me, and, you know, when you throw something in, you hope it works out.
Now, what does this do for your confidence going into the World Championships, going up against Michelle Kwan and Sarah Hughes?
You know, Worlds is going to be even more tough because it's these girls plus, you know, the strong U.S. skaters. And, you know, it helps. Every competition helps. But, you know, I know I'm going to need more than this. And, you know, I think my lung's getting a little better every time. And, you know, it better be perfect by Worlds.
All right. Well, good luck at Worlds.
Thank you very much.
Let's hand things back to Terry Gannon.
Let's take a look right now at our Smart One, Smart Move replay.
And here is a look at one of the most stunning spirals in skating in the world. And look at this extension. No one in the world can touch this. This is perfection.
Well, Peggy, this has got to be the biggest win of Sasha Cohen's young career. And we will see her at the World Championships along with Sarah Hughes and Michelle Kwan. Live coverage of the ladies March 29th in prime time on ABC Sports. Our coverage begins, though, March 27th, Thursday, on ABC and ESPN. We're with you next, though, with the Dance and Pairs Championships from this Grand Prix final over on ESPN, March 22nd at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Peggy Fleming, Dick Button, and Peter Carruthers, our entire ABC Sports crew. I'm Terry Gannon. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Keyword ABC Sports. We leave you with a look at Sasha Cohen standing on the top step of the podium here at the Grand Prix final.